Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I say hello, can you hear me? Hello? I think my network is down. Hey guys, ciao tutti, hola mi gente, welcome back. Today is today. I have something for y'all. Okay, I'm about to make a true River State staple, but with a little twist. I am making roasted plantain, or aka bole, whatever. And typically in River State, we would eat it with roasted fish, but this time around, I'm gonna make it with peppered snails. I said it, pepper. Is it pepper snails or peppered snail? Like, I don't know, what's the plural of snail? Is it snails or is it just still snail? I don't know, whatever. Anyways, I'm making roasted plantain with peppered snail. Yep. I am super excited because growing up I loved eating roasted plantains, and I especially like the ones that are not completely ripe. I like the ones that are somewhat green. I just like green plantains. I never really liked even like fried plantains. I'm not a big fan of fried plantains. I usually like them roasted, and I always, even if it's fried or whatever, I always almost want it green. So yeah, stay tuned guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this and stick around. Oh yeah, before you continue, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's get into it. So these are my snails. I have just washed them thoroughly. I typically use lime juice, but since I don't have any, I'm using lemon juice. I'm going to now throw it into a pot first to boil for about 15 minutes with some salt to take away the remaining of the slime or whatever slime is left. Take it out, rinse it out again with some lemon juice, then throw it back into a pot with all my seasoning to cook for another 15 minutes or so. On to the next. So these are the plantains. I am going to take off the skin and pop them into the oven. And I've got my bell peppers, red and green. Then I have my Scotch bonnets. Add as many as you like, as spicy as you like it. You know I love spicy food, so I'm gonna add all 4 of these in there. Then my purple onions. I love the purple onions. They add a little flavor and aroma to the dish. I prefer them versus the white or yellow onions. And then lastly, tomatoes, or should I say tomatoes. Okay, on to the seasoning. What's great food without seasoning, right? So from the left to the right, I have my Maggi cubes. Then after that, I have my Sazon Completo. I use the Maggi brand. Then after that, I have dried pepper. And then after that, I have the dried thyme. You can use fresh thyme or dried thyme, whichever you prefer. Sometimes I use either or both. Then after the thyme, I have the curry powder. And lastly, I have the pink Himalayan salt. Yep. Now, I will include in the description box the approximate measurements for the seasoning and everything here. If you recall from my last cooking video, I just kind of season as I go. When I cook, I don't follow any particular recipe or anything. I just kind of go with the flow and how I feel at the moment, pretty much. Yep, palm oil. She is the star of the show. No, I'm just joking. I love the taste of palm oil in my dishes. However, I use very little of it. I'll probably use like a tablespoon of it, if that much. You'll see when I add it to the dish. But yeah, I love using palm oil in all my African dishes, at least most of them. But yeah. This is me dancing, because who doesn't enjoy a good old jam session while cooking? I know I do. Okay, so let's start cooking, guys. So here, as you can see, I have chopped up my bell peppers, my onions, and my tomatoes and Scotch bonnet. Chopped them up real nicely. And yeah, I don't have any particular reason for cutting them in strings or cubes here, but I just like the way it looks in the pan, I guess. I don't know. Onto my plantain. I'm going to peel it and get it ready for the oven. Okay, so that's that. And now I'm going to take a knife, do a few cuts around the plantain before I pop it in the oven. This is to ensure that it cooks properly inside. Okay, so here I have laid out the plantains on this pan. I'm going to put it in the broiler just to have that grill feel flavor to it. And I'm going to have it start off on low for the first 15 minutes. And then for the remainder time, I'll put it on high. In total, I'll have it in the broiler for about 20 to 25 minutes to cook properly. Okay, so these are my snails that I had boiling in the pot with salt. I took them out, rinsed it, washed it again with the lemon juice. They were steaming for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to throw it back into a new pot with a little bit of water and all my seasoning and steam for another 15 minutes or so. Okay, so I have a pan here with some vegetable oil that has been heating up for a few minutes here. So it's nice and hot and ready. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully put in my onions and bell peppers, tomatoes, and Scotch bonnet all at once. But remember, do it very carefully because you do not want to lose an eye, because me and oil, for some reason, we are always fighting. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to carefully dump this all in all together. Okay, so now that they're all together in the pan here, I'm going to stir it properly. Now I'm going to add my second Maggi cube because I only used one for the snail. So I'm going to use the second Maggi cube here. I'm going to just throw in a dash of Sazon and a dash of salt. Again, because the snail is well seasoned and I don't want to over salt my food. So that is what I'm going to add to the veggies here. Okay, so here I have dumped the steamed snails onto the pan. I'm going to mix it all together now. Et voila, look at that. It looks so beautiful and it tastes great. I tasted a little bit of it and the seasoning is just perfect. I'm going to mix it up properly here and let it sit for about 1 to 2 minutes on the stove and it'll be ready to dig in. Would you look at that? The plantain looks perfect. I like mine's a little charred. It just gives it that grill taste to it. And I went ahead and cut them in half so it could cook properly inside and out. And plus, I just figured it'd be easier to pick up the food with. And the snails are ready. So let's go ahead and plate this and start eating. And there you have it, guys. Nicely plated. Let's face it, I'm not the best on presentation when it comes to presenting food, but you get the picture. Plantain on the side, snail sauce on top, and bam, you're ready to go. I cannot wait to dig in because I am starving. Guys, this stuff is so good. The plantain is crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside, so it gives like a nice crunch. I'm about to dig in. So just kind of dip it in the sauce and the veggies or whatever and just pick it up like that and eat. It is delicious. Here's a little snail. Now, if you have not had snail before, it does have a crunchy texture, but it's delicious. And it's nice and soft. Look at this big one. Guys, if you don't try this, you're missing out. Don't be sleeping on a bicycle. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.